Wednesday, and I'm out at the property. Just finished. I'm gonna take a seat this morning. I'm sitting next to my truck, drink some coffee, get ready to eat a sandwich before I go back out. I was in a ground blind, which is it's really, I like it. Some people might think it's hokey, this little chair blind, and it fits in really tight places. So I was in between two trails. I didn't see anything, but I thought it might be a good spot to see a buck if one was roaming out there. So this afternoon, then I'm gonna go up on a tree that borders the food plot, and it's got a couple trails that I can cover from it. So hopefully I can get something this evening. I got today and tomorrow, and then back to my retirement duties of driving Joanna. So, but anyways, that's not what this is about. It's a long introduction. This is about the trip to Virginia that I took last week, deer hunting. I didn't get a deer. It was a tough week. But I got some video clips and a couple photos to show you. So, well, let me introduce this one. While I was doing this, Ron was busy doing this. And this is at Scottsville. A good friend of mine, here's her and I together in a picture. Debbie, she lets us hunt there. And last year was so windy, we didn't see anything. But this year, by 9 o'clock, Ron had nailed this big buck. And it was in the rut, is chasing a doe. And well, I'll let him tell a story right now. All right, so here's Ron. And he shot a pretty good buck over at Scottsville yesterday. So you can take a good look at it. It's a little atypical, isn't it, Ron?
Yeah, a little bit. Like its genetics weren't right where they needed to be. But not a bad deer.
Yep, got a little kicker on the side there. So how'd you get this?
Actually, I was watching a doe that I saw bed down. I watched her for almost an hour. And I saw another deer. All I saw was its nose, and I thought it was a little fawn. I never did see it till she got up to move, and then I saw the horns. And she finally slowly came my way, but I kept losing him. I thought he had left, and then I finally caught a glimpse of his horns, and he started following that doe, and the doe was coming towards me there about 65 yards, and he finally got in a spot where I had a shot. So.
And you dropped him?
Took the shot and he dropped in his tracks.
Yeah, really nice buck. That's pretty cool. Way to go, Ron.
All right.
So, but anyways, it's that's the way it goes. We hunted AP Hill the whole week and didn't get anything. In fact, I saw one deer. Ron saw maybe 4 or 5, one group. So I don't know what the deal was. It's not that we didn't hunt. Okay, so a minimum 9 hours a day in the stand, minimum. Most days longer, maybe 10 a couple days. And deep in the woods, on trails, by acorns, by a food plot, behind a food plot, all kinds of places on AP Hill, and we just weren't seeing the deer. And I'm, I had a doe day, and I didn't get a doe. So it's that's the way it goes. That's the way deer hunting is. That's why, this year I'm not 1 for 8 anymore. I'm 1 for, I don't know, whatever 6 more on to 8 is. That would be all. And you guys were wondering, weren't you a CFO? I was. So 14, 1 out of 14. Not good odds. Now, I saw a lot of deer here that I didn't shoot, so take that out of the equation. But AP Hill is tough hunting. We hunted hard. But while we were hunting AP Hill, Robert got this nice buck. Man, show it here. So Robert.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how you shot that deer, man. That was a good one.
I just stayed away.
Stayed away?
Stayed quiet.
Stayed quiet?
No snacks. He cut his glands. He cut his glands. Because I knew I was skinning him right now. So I figured we do a little bit of a window. I knew that'd give you enough.
So he stayed awake, he stayed quiet. How far away was he?
10, 15 yards.
On a trail?
Not really. He's cutting through the woods.
Cutting through the woods. How'd you know he's out there?
Just heard him walking.
Were you on the ground or in the tree?
In the tree.
Look at the shot placement. He did a nice job.
Might be a little high.
That was a nice buck. Way to go, Robert. Yeah, I feel good about that one. And you can see that, Robert had a pretty good week. So the one person that didn't really have a good week was me, because I was doing this. Well, Ron was doing this. So it's all about the spot you pick, isn't it? So that's where it was at Scottsville. So there's a, pretty good hilltop, and you can hunt an end, a middle, or an end. And I was on one end, Ron was on the other end, and they came on his end, and they have traditionally. So he chose well. So it was a good day for Ron. So I'm happy for him. Anyways, that's how it goes. That was our trip that was my trip to Virginia. And best thing was I got to see folks I didn't get to see in a long time. Spending a lot of time with Ron and Robert. Got to see Peggy and Kristie, Debbie, and so that was all good. So I enjoyed that. It was a busy week. Didn't really get out of the woods a whole lot to do other things. And most importantly, I got to see my daughter Sarah and her boyfriend Brandon. So I spent a lot of time. I spent 2 evenings with Sarah, and one with Sarah and Brandon. So, and Brandon bought me supper. So it was really cool. So that was real special too. So I enjoyed that. And they're such a cute little couple. So I'm going to put their picture right here. So anyways, it was a good week going back to Virginia. I missed the place. I didn't go check out my old property because I think it would broke my heart. So anyway, that's it for Dave here. And remember to always be kind. Make kindness your business. I truly believe that if everybody does a little bit of that every day, things will really start to get better. And maybe the tempers will flow down. It seems like the tempers are really only on newscasts. So if you just avoid that, most people you run into aren't all wound up about this. There's a few, but nothing. So just go with the flow and be kind, be some kind for somebody else. Kindness your business. All right, Dave out.